I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still getting out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Text.
Oh. 321 of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ALL to 321321. That's all to 321321.
With all the sports we have, every time of the year is the best time of the year.
And the crowd just buzzing with excitement.
On 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Set, red 83.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Philly. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein and the locker room youth movement in here on a rainy Sunday morning. But the sun is shining on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, you can say that again, Billy.
Andrew Leeds, the intern's in here, Danny Ryan, the producer, and we are joined today by our good buddy, former Kansas City Chief, Mainland Mustang, Dave Clemick. Good morning, Dave.
I'm so glad to be back with you guys.
Yeah, man.
Smiling as soon as I walk in the door.
So I'll tell you what, we get the rain. Hear the rain in the background. It's a Sunday. It's a wet, soggy Sunday, but I see a lot of smiling faces around here. Everybody's pumped up. I spoke to you, Dave, yesterday about the draft. Everywhere I went yesterday, did you hear what the Eagles did? Did you see who they got? And then even on Twitter, the national people are like, everybody's saying what a great job the Phillies and the Eagles and Howie Roseman did.
Well, I'm psyched. I saw the two Georgia guys go first.
Right?
I love Georgia, but I'm gonna break down Nolan Smith, who I really, really love, and why that's such a good pick for the Eagles. Anyway, I love Jalen Carter too, but
yeah,
Nolan Smith, I really like that pick. I'll tell you why.
So we have Danny Ryan is producing today, and Danny, good to see you.
Great to be here. Even better to be here, Billy.
Yeah, same with you. Everywhere you went, probably on your college campus.
Oh yeah,
right.
My roommate
Eagles.
My roommate, who's a Giants fan, was absolutely livid at how good they were doing, and he literally I straight up heard him say, "It's just not fair. The NFL is rigged."
Now Andrew Leeds. You and I, after the show yesterday, we had Brandon Graham on the program.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to talk to Brandon Graham.
He's so personable.
Yeah, he is. He is just, you know what, Dave? He is a real, genuine, good guy. And I think he really did. I don't know if you got this sense, Andrew, but he was so appreciative and is so connected with the fan base. He's real. He's a real human being.
Well, he's been here for what, 10 years?
13.
He's a real, he probably lived here longer than he lived in his hometown. You know what I mean? So this is where he lives now. He knows the history. He's met everybody, all the legends of the area. Yeah. He's in it.
So yesterday after the show, we went over to the Ocean City Music Pier to meet Brandon Graham. Of course, I met Chad Durbin as well. And
Chad Durbin, that's a name.
Former Phillies pitcher. He was there
sir.
too. But what, Andrew, what was your impression of meeting Brandon Graham? Because you got an opportunity to talk with him.
Yeah, I got to tell him that, hey, I was there in the locker room with you guys. I was just off to the side interning. But, he was just
He was so nice and
But
kind. He shook my hand
twice. He was
twice.
the same with you as he was. Dave, he was the same with everybody. I mean, he gave everybody time. It wasn't like he was blowing people off. You know what I mean?
I got a good couple minutes. I talked to him about, he complimented my jacket, but first thing I said, I talked about the locker room. I made a joke to him about him signing my Brandon program, which he chuckled and appreciated. So yeah, I mean, like you were saying, just the energy of everybody knowing how good the Eagles are doing. You could like being in an environment surrounded by Eagles fans at that event. Like the moment we traded for DeAndre Swift, everybody was buzzing.
Like Dave, when we walked in there yesterday, Andrew was already in line at the music pier. But as soon as I walked in, did you see who the Eagles got? Did you see Andrew? Did you see who they got? I mean, everybody's going nuts.
Yeah, the whole thing's it's like this whole series that plays out, and the draft is such a fun part of it. The combine becomes a huge fun part of this, like saga. You know what I mean? And the draft is awesome, and everyone's such an educated fans now. Like they're so educated because of like fantasy and everything. They're so invested in the players. Like
I think also because of social media too. You get to like, for instance, Ringo. We picked up Ringo. I cannot believe he fell to 105
in the fourth round,
Danny,
man.
I mean,
Bulldog, man.
You know what I liked about him, Dave Fleming? And as a wide receiver, because you're so fast, sometimes quarterbacks, I guess, face guard you. Mm-hmm. They don't locate where the ball is. They don't have their head turned around. I watched the Bulldogs. I watched Georgia play, I think, 3 times on TV. Watched the actual game because they're SEC on CBS. I got to see him play. He locates the ball. As a receiver, if the defender can't locate the ball, you're halfway there.
So a lot of the times there's like a football IQ. It comes from learning and understanding the body language of the receiver, when to look. So if you really understand the body language of a receiver, you can.
But
see
Dave,
the ball.
you need eye contact.
Yeah.
You have to. If you can see the quarterback's eyes, you got the advantage
right now. But if you're defending and you're like, you can't see the ball, your back is turned, and you see the body language change.
Right.
You understand if he's running a dig, you understand if he's running a comeback, or he's going deep.
Yeah, but
and
still,
locating the ball.
I'd rather have a guy that can run with the receiver and turn and locate where the ball is. At least attempt to.
Yeah, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think you could do both. Like, I mean, like he's right. Like the defensive backs that bother me the most, and we're longer basketball type of player. They're like kind of like stringy.
Right.
Those guys are tough to play against. They're not super jacked anymore. They're like these basketball players, and that's kind of what he reminded me of too.
So the Birds get. I mean, their draft has been unbelievable. You look at. Maybe with the exception of the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, that was a flyer pick.
That was like something that I wasn't really prepared for.
Yeah, it's kind of strange to me because, again, you already brought in Mariota. He doesn't really seem to have a play style similar to Hurts.
You have Ian Book on that roster, right?
Yeah, at that point, it was just wasting a 6th-round pick to have a third-string QB. I assume Book's going to make the practice squad, but I wanted to bring up something about Ringo real quick. I mean, if you think about it, with how talented he is at 20 years old, he's our cornerback 4. With no injuries, he's cornerback 4.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Dave, he runs a I think a sub 4.3, Ringo. He's got size.
Yeah.
Right?
He could fly. Yeah. I was psyched about that pick.
You like that?
I don't know how he fell. I was researching how he fell that far. And maybe you may know something that I don't.
I don't know exactly why he fell so far, but I did see his 40-yard dash was a 4.36.
Dave, you run a sub 4.3, right? What did you run?
I ran a 4.28.
Wow.
Danny.
But
think about that. 4.28 40.
I was going to challenge him to a race in the parking lot, but not anymore.
Let me talk about Nolan Smith for a second. Now, what he did at the combine was unbelievable. Now, if you think about the guy, Vernon Smith is pretty much unanimous as, besides Bo Jackson, as the greatest athlete to ever show up at the combine.
Right.
His numbers are identical to Vernon Smith's numbers. So now you're talking about probably the best athlete to ever walk into an NFL combine was Vernon Smith.
Right.
Right on him is Nolan Smith.
Really?
Yeah. Look at his numbers. 6'3", 4.39 in a 40 at 240 pounds.
Yeah, but let me ask you this, Dave. So there are guys, and you're a perfect person to ask. There are guys that teams game plan around, and then there are guys that are complementary pieces. Is he somebody they game plan around?
If he's
there's
not.
somebody, because look at their defensive roster.
Right. They're so stacked, and he could still show out in that level. Now, if you know, Nolan Smith was the number 1 recruit in the entire country when he was coming out of high school. He wasn't like the third at his position. He was the number 1 recruit. Then he goes to Georgia, where there's every single person in front of you is going to be a first-round draft pick.
Right.
So you get kind of like, stuck in the back a little bit when you're young, and if you're not. But in his position, he's not going to be the main, the main featured person. But I mean, he's the best athlete that in this draft class,
right?
Maybe in a lot of draft classes. I mean, you'll see this athleticism will show up in the NFL.
We are, as Eagles fans, we're all ecstatic. Now, the Phillies, are you kidding me? The Phillies, like a couple of weeks ago, were everybody's worried. I got criticized yesterday for being too emotional and getting too worked up in April.
Wait, what? You're emotional?
But I hang on every pitch. That's fine. But the Phillies are really playing really well. And we're going to talk about the Phillies, of course. Every Sunday we go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. We'll have Tommy on to talk Phillies baseball. But the Phillies are at 14. What are they, 14-12?
Yeah, 2 games above 500.
15-13.
15-13.
I mean, they're rolling.
How about this? Yesterday, Dave, ready to hear this. Yesterday, when I introduced Brandon Graham, I just pulled up Brandon Graham, and I saw the 2 pictures I saw right off the bat were him and wearing number 54. So I just said number 54. Well, he's number 55. So when nobody corrected me. I think we had one person said to me, or sent a text in, and it wasn't until after the show. And I said to Brandon, even when I met him yesterday, I said, well, why didn't you say anything to me? He goes, well, because I was 54 for a long time too.
I remember you thought you were in trouble with Paul Gunther because you called him an assistant coach.
Yeah, I know.
And it was like, he is an assistant coach. And I was like, hey, I know Paul, and I coach his son Duke. Yeah. And he's like, I said, are you mad at Billy Schwein for calling you assistant coach? Like, no, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
I am an assistant coach. He was once a coordinator.
Well, he was twice a coordinator.
Twice a coordinator. Right?
And he's taking the year off. We had him in the studio a couple weeks ago. His son is working out with you, and he's going to be playing football at Ocean City, so he wants to watch.
He's a good athlete too.
All right, so we got the Phillies, we got the Sixers talk coming up. Of course, the Sixers open up against the Boston Celtics in the second round, Danny, and it ain't going to be easy. And we're not even so sure if Joel Embiid's going to be playing game 1.
I'm really hoping that's a smokescreen. I am, because Doc Rivers, if he's a smart man, he puts that out there as a smokescreen. I believe he said, at best case scenario, he's out for game 1 at least.
Right.
I'm hoping that that's not true, because he actually was kind of spotted in the background of the practice pictures yesterday. That the Sixers fans went deep into the investigation. They looked at his shoes. The shoes were the Joel Embiid ones or whatever, gold and white. They looked at his hair. It was JoJo's hair, but he was blocked by somebody. They're trying to gatekeep him right now.
That's too funny.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to hide something. I do think there's a chance he misses game 1, but I do think he'll definitely be back by game 2.
Also, today we're going to be giving away a pair of Phillies tickets courtesy of Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical. Tom's got great seats. These are for, I think it's game May 21st. It's a Sunday. Let me double check. It's a Sunday game. Let me.
Yeah,
who are they playing?
Who are they playing? Yeah, Tom Jackson.
They're playing the Chicago Cubs.
Ooh, the Cubbies coming.
That should be a fun one.
Here it is. Ready? Yes. Sunday, May 21st. So what people are going to do? They're going to text us if they want to win tickets. Send a text message to 609-403-0973. 609-403-0973. What's the question we're going to ask today, Andrew?
Yeah. So what we're going to be asking our lovely fans is, what Philly has surpassed your expectations so far this season, and why? So what Philly that you weren't expect? Could it be Castellanos? Could it be, Alec
Brandon
Bohm,
Marsh? I mean,
Bryson Stott.
Bryson Stott. There's a lot, and tell us why. So your name, and I need your email address so we can email you the tickets when we pick the winner. 609-403-0973 is the text board if you'd like to win tickets to Sunday, May 21st against the Chicago Cubs. Tickets are courtesy of Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical. He's our good buddy. So want to send us a text message for that. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. They're open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Go down there and say hello to Renee and Kim, the bartenders. Thursday night is wing night. $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. Give Dave Lavari a call if you want to book a private party, 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers Celtics Game 1 tomorrow on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
The Sixers steal the ball. Here's Belt with a jam. The Sixers stuff it. Are you kidding me?
It's Sixers playoff basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 7:30. Listen to every Sixers playoff game here on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Yes, we do have availability. Those dates for how many guests?
Andrea's Boutique Hotel is the destination to tie the knot.
Oh, you want the whole property?
She needs an assistant to catch the bookings bouquets.
249 guests, huh? Oh, and 3 dogs.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The all-new Nissan Ariya is a fully loaded EV. It's brimming with style and power.
Up to 389 horses of it.
Innovation and intelligence.
E-Force all-wheel drive.
It'll pin you to your seat.
Your very plush seat.
The all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. Nissan Ariya with E-Force expected availability early 2023. E-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. E-Force and 389 horsepower available on Platinum Plus. Nissan calculation using 1-foot rollout testing with long-range battery and E-Force only in Port Mode with a step-off. These results are for comparison only and should not be attempted on public roads. Drive responsibly. See nissanusa.com for details.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein the intern Andrew Leeds, producer Danny Ryan, the youth movement in here, and then of course former Kansas City Chief wide receiver, mainland Mustang, Dave Clemick is in the house today, and I haven't seen you in a little while, Dave. But Dave, you've been busy with the Clemick Performance Method, training young lads into being turning them into men.
Yeah, your nephew being one of them now, which is cool. Bobby's your twin brother, Bobby's kid, and he's a twin.
Yeah,
it's a cool process. But
you know, Scott Simpson of Playland. You know what gave them a name. He calls Colin and Cody C. Bill and C. Bob. Because Colin William and Cody Robert.
Right. Okay. I see. Okay. Cool. That's
C.
cool.
Bill and C. Bob.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's their nickname.
Oh.
Cool. Today we're going to start something, and I really am looking forward to doing this because especially Dave, you know this. There's a lot of athletes in our area, South Jersey, that don't necessarily get the recognition for whatever they've accomplished in sport.
Well, there's a couple kids that I coach that don't make the headlines that could be.
They've done something extraordinary, something in the world of sports. It could be a little leaguer. It could be somebody in their 70s, somebody that has achieved something outstanding in the world of sports. Andrew, explain what we have the website set up for.
Yeah, so this past week I had the pleasure of adding to the website the South Jersey Faces in the Crowd tab. If you go to the website, it's right there on the top next to the photos and interviews tab. You click on that, and then you'll have a chance to create your own post where we want you to put your name, your email, and just in 100 words or less, keep it tight, an achievement that you did or somebody you know did that you think is a story.
Like if you want to nominate somebody.
If you want to nominate somebody else, whether it's a relative, a friend.
And we'll read them. We'll get in touch with the person, and then we'll have them on the show the following week.
Yeah,
we'll interview them.
That's why we want you to include the name in the email so we can get in touch with you and potentially have you on the show.
An outstanding achievement in the world of sports, similar to Sports Illustrated, Faces in the Crowd. Remember that segment?
Everyone remember that. If you're old enough, these guys,
right?
These
I don't
guys
know.
All remember that.
Danny, do you remember that?
I didn't even buy a Sports Illustrated magazine. Let's be honest here. Come on.
These young books.
I bought Sports Illustrated magazines when there were Philly guys on the cover. I never read.
I mean, let's be honest. Sports Illustrated is all online these days.
I know. Yeah. Well, that's why we're gonna, Dave. That's why we're gonna rejuvenate this.
I love that idea.
Faces, South Jersey idea. Faces in the Crowd. You can nominate somebody. You could be the person yourself. Send us a snippet, 100 words or less.
Yeah. So what you're going to want to do is you want to go to thelockerroom.BillySchweim.com, click that tab, and right there you'll see create your own post and just put your information.
Tell us what you did, and then we'll have you on the program. 609-403-0973. We're giving away Phillies tickets today for May 21st, Sunday, May 21st. We need your name and your email address so that when we pick the winner out, we can email them the tickets because everything's online now, Dave. I don't know if you're everything is on your phone.
It's the digital era.
It's the digital era. There's no more printed tickets anymore.
Speaking of, we have our first submission.
Okay.
Comes from Rob. Rob, if you are hearing this, please send back with your email. So if you do win, we can give you the tickets and get your information. But he says Brandon Marsh by far has exceeded expectations. The guy was always solid defensively, but right now he looks like he has the confidence of a top 5 hitter in the league. It makes all the difference.
And even last night's game, you see that he was very aggressive on the base path, which I thought was pretty cool. He makes it the third. I think he gets a hustle. He hustles the second, hustles the third, and hustles in on a sacrifice fly that I thought I couldn't believe that Dusty Wattham sent him.
Well, I mean, Trey Turner, he's batting, what is it? He's batting in the 170s the last week and the 190s the last 2 weeks. So with Brandon Marsh picking up that slack, Castellanos, Stott picking up that slack, it's huge.
Yeah. So tell us what Philly is
has surpassed your expectations.
Your expectations. 609-403-0973 if you want to be eligible to win the tickets to the Chicago Cubs Sunday, May 21st at the bank.
We have another submission from Dan and EHT. His major exceeded expectations Philly is, actually he said Major, the dog they introduced, is 4-0 with the Phillies. And he's his honorable mention. But if it has to be a player, he would say Jose Alvarado. He knew he would be good.
Oh, man.
That's another great one.
And he says he knew he would be good, but he is without question the best reliever in baseball.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I mean, right now he has a .73 ERA, 24 strikeouts, a .449 WHIP. I mean, he's just absolutely killing it this season. I think he's definitely going to be the
Shut
runner.
down, man. I mean, he looks electric every time he takes the mound.
Yeah, 609-403-0973. Send your whoever's surpassing your expectations this year. Tell us who and why. Make sure you include your email address so if we pick you to win the tickets, we'll email them to you. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Of course, I'm really looking forward to people emailing us about their South Jersey Face in the Crowd segment, because there are, Dave, you see there's a lot of people doing a lot of things in sports.
Well, in the area that I'll just bring up one thing. I coach a lot of these swimmers now, and there's one particular swimmer from Linwood, Destin Lasco, that has been lighting the world on fire. He just broke the American record in the 200 intermediate.
See, that's
medley.
the stuff we're looking for.
He's on the cover of Swim Swam magazine, which is like basically the Sports
Well,
Illustrated.
you can nominate him, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I'm
doing it. I'm writing it right
doing
now.
it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on the lockerroom.BillySchwein.com and put that in right now, and we'll get them on the show sooner rather than later.
So yesterday we gave away an autographed Eagles football signed by Hassan Reddick. We had Brandon Graham on the show, and look, the NFL, you have the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs, and the NHL has their draft, and it's overshadowing everything. Like, the draft is the NFL rules.
NFL rules. I got to speak to the commissioner and the NFL back in like 2002, and he was saying it was trending to the point where it would like what it is now.
It's unbelievable.
He said, he came in and goes, "We're leading all sports combined, maybe combined, because the excitement about each one of the things that happened. The combine started, but when I was doing it, I was in a t-shirt that said WO24. Now it's this huge event. It was no cameras or anything like that. Now it's this huge event, and it's like this, what do they call it? Soap operas now.
Yeah.
And you watch the kids, and with social media, you can watch the kid grow up from grade
Did you
school.
do the Wonderlic test? Did you have to do that?
It's
like an aptitude test.
Yeah, I don't remember my score on there. Actually, probably conveniently.
He remembered it this morning when he woke up. He forgets now.
I don't know. I actually really don't know it. I want to look that up to see what I did. But I've taken Wonderlic tests in the meantime, just practice ones to go. I wonder how I do with that.
What is it? Is it like an IQ test?
It's like an IQ test. It's a whole bunch of like puzzles and stuff like that.
Do they try to trick it with what the hardest thing is? To answer questions that are the best answers. You could have say they ask you a question.
Yeah.
Which question best describes? Doesn't mean the choices that might not have something to do with it, but the one that best describes.
Yeah,
it.
it's a
throw
weird
you
thing.
off.
So what they do with not the Wonderlic, but other tests like personality tests, and this just goes with any job or whatever. They ask the same question like 10 times and change the order of the words and see how consistent you are on the answer. So they come to your real answer. That's
right.
it.
Isn't that weird?
That's it.
All right, Danny, 609-403-0973. We're giving away a pair of tickets to the Phillies on May 21st. Send us what Phillies surpassed your expectations.
Yeah, make sure. I don't got a text message right now, but make sure you send, like I mentioned before, your email, your name, who's exceeded your expectations as a Philadelphia Philly, and why. You have to put why, and we'll choose our favorite answer.
Tickets are courtesy of Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical. Tommy's a great guy, and he's donating these tickets. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical.
Yeah, Tom Jackson's donated me a couple of tickets so far this season. I'm lucky.
By the way, the seats are great.
Yeah. Oh my God, phenomenal.
110, row 11.
Yeah, row 11.
So they're great
right.
seats. We don't give away. We give away good stuff here, Danny.
That's similar to the first base side tickets you gave me that one day, right?
By the way, how were those tickets?
Oh, great. That was the game they blew out the Marlins, and they got to Sandy Alcantara. Remember that game?
Okay, that was the game.
That was a good one.
I never end up getting to meet up with you just because I was too excited about how they were going. I never text Danny.
I sat down. It was like the third or fourth inning already after I got my food and my drink. I was like, what's going on here?
All right, 609-403-0973. On the other side, we're going to be talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene as we go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Want to remind you, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1000. 1227. There's a new wind blowing at Maserati the Main Line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati the Main Line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. When we return, we'll go on the mound with Tommy Greene. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This week on Sunday Night Baseball, we head to Houston, Texas for a World Series rematch. The defending champion Astros welcome the Philadelphia Phillies.
A line drive home run for Kyle Schwarber, his third home run of the World Series.
The Phillies at the Astros on Sunday Night Baseball. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
This is the play-by-play home of Sunday Night Baseball, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
When you hear it's Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot and Ryobi 40-volt expanded cordless string trimmers are just $179, what are you driven to do? Clear out winter's overgrowth? Clean up the driveway lines? Or take a lighter touch around the flower beds? Hurry into the Home Depot during Spring Black Friday to get more done with the extended runtime and precision control of the Ryobi 40-volt expanded cordless string trimmer. Now just $179. Shop Spring Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Psst, hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss Little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though?
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
The original was big, but the sequel is even bigger. Introducing the bigger spin scratch-offs from the New Jersey Lottery. Scratch your way to instant cash prizes now up to $300,000. Or a chance to spin the big prize wheel live in person for an even bigger guaranteed prize up to $400,000. Better give it a colossal spin. Try the bigger spin scratch-offs today. Now playing across Jersey. Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN. 3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back here, broadcasting live from Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Locker Room with Billy Schwein. We got the youth movement in here. Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds. And, of course, we're joined today in the studio by former Kansas City Chief Dave Klemick, Mainland Mustang.
So happy to be back.
You're a local legend, Dave.
Thank you.
We got another legend on the hook right now. He threw a no-hitter in May. I think it was 1991. He's the man. We love him. We go to him every Sunday. Now it's time for On the Mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. A longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at herocampaign.org. And remember to be a hero, be a designated driver. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome into the locker room former Phillies pitcher, our good buddy, Tommy Greene. Good morning, Tommy.
Good morning, Billy. Good to be on again with you, pal.
Hey, I saw a buddy of yours yesterday up on the Ocean City Boardwalk, one Chad Durbin.
How about that?
Yeah, he told me to tell you. He told me to tell you hello.
Well, hey, I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm looking forward to seeing him maybe this summer.
Yeah, he'll be up. He'll be back and forth. He's in Louisiana, but he says he's been making it up here for a few games, and of course he does some announcing with the Phillies radio broadcast. But Tita Greene, how satisfying was it to see Zach Wheeler pitch the way he pitched last night?
Well, I mean, he's been the last couple outings. I thought he's thrown pretty well, we talked about it last week about him and Nola as far as getting into the groove a little bit, and that's what made the other guys so special to start out the start of the season, the end of that rotation. Doing what they did to give us, even though we didn't start out quite like we wanted to, hitting and winning ball games. We hit the ball, we just didn't score any runs like we're capable of. But to see those guys start coming around and doing that is doing what they've been doing the past couple times around is great.
Tommy, we're giving away a pair of Phillies tickets courtesy of Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical for the May 21st game. It's a Sunday against the Chicago Cubs. Where people are sending in a text message at 609-403-0973. What Philly has surpassed your expectations? What Philadelphia Philly for you, Tommy Greene, has exceeded your expectations and been playing great baseball?
Marsh.
Yeah. All right.
Marsh has. Marsh has. I mean, it's not that. I didn't put him up there. I wanted him to gradually get better. And make those steps forward like every big leaguer, every ball player wants to. You'd rather be and hit 30 home runs and hit 300, but you can't expect that out of somebody. But maybe to see him last year when he came over and what he's done since then, as that process has been coming, to see him keep making those strides and start out this year like he has, it's kind of solidified. It's solidified that center field role. For him to come out there and play on a regular basis. And look what he's done at the bottom of the lineup. Yeah. He's turned it over. All those guys have, started down there a little bit, and then now they put him back up. He's leading off, so, it shows you why, that the youth core, the daycare, as they say, has done the job early in the season. It's done the job, so.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, this is a tough question because you just said it, Tommy. It's not just one person. It's just the whole bottom of their order. But if you look up and down the lineup, everybody's hitting is respectable. There's I can't say there's only one person, actually two people that are not hitting major league average is Clemens and Schwarber. But Schwarber got off to a slow start last year, and look what he did.
Exactly.
Well, he's got the power. Obviously he's very streaky and he can carry you for a week or a couple of weeks. If he gets hot with the line and sees it well, he's going to do some damage. But what's hurting right now, is the big thing is the expectations. I don't know if he's pressing or not as our shortstop. Turner's scuffling. You know what I mean? The past 7 games he's hitting $120, $125. And the last 15 games he's probably $160. At the most. He's punching out a ton. You go through those stretches. I hope he gets it out. He's getting it out now, but you're talking about who's exceeding expectations, and you think who might be the MVP of the first month?
Yeah.
Is the hitting coach, Kevin Long.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the guy. That's the guy who's kind of, I think, turned some guys a little bit. And, that Pache, I mean, I'm so sad to see him get hurt and his knee. He's got to have surgery on it. But, I mean, those young guys, I mean, all those guys were have made progress and trending in the right direction. And, I mean, and we don't even have our guns hot yet, as far as our big boys, other than Castellanos. I'm not even want to talk about that dude right now.
He's on fire.
I'm leaving him alone. So let him keep going the way he's going. But we don't even have the other boys going yet. So, I mean, there's a lot of positives that can come out of here. I mean, anytime you can go 5, last 7 days or 7 games or last week from Sunday usually Sunday to Saturday is the way I look at it when we're on the show. I mean, they're 5-1 for this week, and they were 5-2 last week. Yeah. You can't beat that.
No, you can't.
So, I mean, you can't ask for any better.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, as we do every Sunday. We go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Tommy, we're giving away tickets to the May 21st Phillies game, courtesy of Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Hey, if you have a question for Tommy, you can throw that in there as well. 609-403-0973 to be eligible to win the Phillies tickets on Sunday, May 21st against the Chicago Cubs. Tommy, last week I was like, and on yesterday's show, people were like, guys were ripping me because it's so early for us to really get upset or concerned about the Phillies.
Yeah.
Their month of April, but now that they're 2 games above 500, we're like the pressure's off almost. You feel good about that.
No, well, I mean, you feel good. The way they're playing ball right now. I mean, it's a long season. You look at, you take each game by game. They're playing good baseball, and and they've hit some good pitching too. They're doing the right things to find ways to win. They faced a good pitcher. Good pitching the last couple of days, in Houston. Those guys are, win the World Series for no reason. They got the guy swing the bat, but their pitching was as solid up and down through their staff, and they did some very positive things. So I don't try to get, we talked about it a little bit before. You don't want to get too high and get too low. During the course of early part of the season through the midseason. It's not that we as ball players, we try to keep it on an even keel. It's like riding a boat in the ocean. Right. We don't want the big waves coming in. We want the gentle waves so we can roll through them and enjoy it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you want to be consistent that way. You don't want to be too high, too low emotionally, or your game to be that way. But sometimes you struggle a little bit, but it's all about the mental side of it. And then that's why the coaches are there for you to bounce stuff off of to get back on track. That's their job, to help you do that, because sometimes you don't see it happening. You don't feel it happening. It takes those other set of eyes to help you out like that.
Hey, Tommy, it's producer Danny Ryan here. I wanted to ask you real quick. Trey Turner, you talked about it earlier. He's been scuffling as of late in his last 15 days. He's batting .193 with 18 strikeouts. His friend might be coming back this week, though. Bryce Harper's getting reevaluated tomorrow for his elbow to see if he can slide head first. Do you think he'll start to produce a little bit more once he gets that big bat and his friend and Bryce Harper in the lineup?
Well, it is what it is back there. He's going to bat at the top of the lineup. That's where he naturally bats at. To me, it just looks like he's not seeing it. There's one guy in the lineup. There's some guys around him. If Harper's batting 3, or 4, or wherever they're batting him, if he's hot, you got to bat. To me personally, you got to bat him 3. But that's just me. Is it going to give Turner better pitches? He's had pitches to hit. He's just not hitting them.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he's starting to chase out of the zone, which is. It's not. To me, he's not him. He's got to be a better top of the lineup guy, because he's got that speed to do damage with. To steal a base, to put pressure on the guys, the pitcher to get one up in the zone to the guy behind him, Schwarber, who can do some real damage. Not that Turner can't do damage. But that's what Schwarber does, and the guy behind it. So to me, he looks like he's just not seeing the ball, and he's chasing a lot of stuff. You know, I mean, he's up out of the zone. Yesterday, he looked. I mean, to me, he missed the pitch. Pitches he should have hit, or he took them, and then went and chased the ones and stuff out of the zone and swung and missed. So, yeah, I mean, it's some of those times you go through, you fight it a little bit. And that's why you go out each day and try to do the same things. You're working, going back to that good feel when you were going good. He's probably going back looking at bats when he was hot last year, you know, or he played in the World Classic here before they got hotter than a firecracker, hitting home runs everywhere. But him, for me, he's not my home run hitter. Mm-hmm. You know, I want him hitting the ball solid and let it take care of itself. I don't want to me, he looks like he's trying to lift too much, you know, but I mean, it is what it is. They want him to hit in the air more. I just wanted him to hit it hard because he can leg out stuff. He can put pressure on the defense that nobody else can, you know, because he can run, you know. So Harper having that type of influence on him, you know, he has influence on guys and behind him and in front of him a little bit. He could get him a pitch here and there, but it's still all about what he's chasing, what he's looking at. They're not going to just give him a cookie because Harper's up, you know. Harper's not God. You know, he don't hit everything. You know, he gets outs. He makes outs. He's not a career 300 hitter. You know, so I mean, he makes out at least 7 out of 10 times. So I mean, you gotta, you know, they're going to pitch those guys. You know, if they're struggling, they're going to find that weakness and try to exploit it until he shows them they can't do it to him anymore.
I believe we have somebody texted a question for you, Tommy.
Yeah, we have a text on the text board from Dan in EHT. He asks, what is such the turnaround, or what do you think is the cause of the turnaround with the Phillies bullpen since Joe Girardi was fired? Is it just coincidence, or has the talent risen? Maybe another factor.
Well, I mean, you hit the last one. I mean, you look at the arms they got down there, it's unbelievable. You know, and when you come in and with that confidence, with that stuff, and you're throwing strikes, you're not walking anybody, you know, type thing. I mean, not giving runners on base and doing stuff like that. You know, it's all about confidence. And early in the season, they struggled a little bit to get going. But you know, those arms, that talent down there is there. And it's all about going out there and getting on the roll a little bit and building that confidence. And that's what happens. You get going, get on a good roll, and before you know it, I mean, you're putting up you know 6, 7, 8 outings where you haven't given up a run, and I mean, you got your 3 or 4 main guys down there basically done that. Knock on wood, you know. I mean, they're rolling, and I mean, I just hope the starters, because we used that bullpen so early in the season, that our starters are starting to lengthen out now and give us some nights where you're not having to use those main guys like he wants to use Kimbrel, you know. And those guys at the end, Sir Anthony, you got those 4 guys, you know, Soto and Alvarado. There's 4 guys right there. He's relied heavily on, you know, at the beginning of the season. So, I mean, it's some good tight to give them some nights off sometimes where they don't have to touch a ball is a huge thing. You know, so if you get, you know, the offense can get going, the starters lengthen out, you know, can give them 7, 8 innings. That way they can bring in, we get enough runs ahead, they can use somebody else to come in and finish it, unless it's a closing situation where they use, you know, Kimbrel or Alvarado, who's what he's been doing, kind of matching up that way a little bit. But, you know, it's a good thing to see that bullpen going like that.
All right, Tommy, today we have Bailey Falter. He's run a little bad luck. He's 0-4 with a 4.50 ERA. Thing about him is he's actually pitched well. He's not getting any run support.
Yeah, he's actually pitched well. I mean, it's just his last outing. So his ERA kind of jumped up a little bit, but you know, it doesn't take one outing like that early in the season to bang you up. You give up a few runs and that's it. That's the thing about relieving too. You know, you have one out, you give up 3 runs. It takes you a month or more, you know, to get it down. You know, at least. You know, so I mean, you just got to forget about that, and it's about how you're pitching. You know, from each outing, you got to go and do that. And he's gave us some good starts and gave us a chance to win and done what they have hoped him to do. You know, especially early in the season when the other guys, when the big boys at the top wasn't doing, you know, wasn't giving any length. They were struggling a little bit with that stuff, and you know, he was one of the first guys that went 7 innings, you know, and gave us a little bit more length and kept us in ball games and gave us a chance to win. We just did push the runners across. I mean, it's that type of thing. You can dive into the numbers, all you want. I mean, we're leading we're basically leading major leagues in hitting and average.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, and then where are we at in runs scored? We're 15th. We're in the middle of the. I mean, you're leading hitting, but you're not scoring. You're not up there in the top hitting. With runs scored. What's that telling you? Runners in scoring position, we're struggling a little bit. We're not getting a timely hit. And we're better at the striking out thing. We were at the top of the league. The top 2 or 3, I think, at one time. Now we're trying to drop to 7th. We're not striking out as much. We're doing some positive things. So it's it's trending in the right direction.
I love it.
Is the way you want this team to do.
I love it, Tommy. Hey, listen, I'm looking forward to tonight's Astros-Phillies game on ESPN at 7:10. And Tommy, as always, we really appreciate it. Talking Phillies baseball with Tommy Greene. Thanks, buddy.
You got it, pal.
All right, there he is on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers. A longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today here at herocampaign.org. And remember to be a hero, be a designated driver. The first hour of the locker was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection, professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227.
Just about everybody in our area has heard of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia Eagle tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract 200-plus top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events or to see it fit as for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or call 856-912-4007 for more information.
All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, the youth movement, and Dave Klemick. You're listening to the locker room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Here's what you missed on Greeny with Mike Greenberg.
Shefty is like ball of energy, racing around with all his phones at one time, and he's got 8 million things going on. Woj is the opposite. Woj will be sitting in the room, he's eating, he's talking, he's chatting with everyone, and all of a sudden, and he'll get up and he'll walk out the door. A minute later on his Twitter feed, there's some enormous breaking story. I've come to learn when he leaves the room, something's about to happen.
Greeny, weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ALL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's all to 321-321.
My little brother's friends have been camped out at our place for 2 days straight. 3. It's because of the Xfinity 10G network. Internet that can handle a house full of screens at once, with basically no interruptions. And it's only getting faster. When I was their age, internet like this was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Please go home.
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, new customers can get 200 megabit per second internet with unlimited data on the next generation Xfinity 10G network for just $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Dave Clemens in the house, the former Kansas City Chief wide receiver. Of course, I got the youth movement in here. Andrew Leeds, Danny Bryant. I want to remind people we've been pushing 2 charities that are very important. Brian Cobb's Cabal Golf Classic benefit in the Stroke Center of the University of Pennsylvania on May 15th at the River Winds Golf and Tennis Club. For more details, visit golfgafa.com. And then on Saturday, June 17th, attend Tara's Happy Boxes fundraiser, benefit local children at the American Legion on 1st Street, Summers Point, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tickets are $25, include entry, food, and entertainment. For more information, contact Tara Cioli at 609-415-8398 or send her an email at tarashappyboxes@gmail.com. tarashappyboxes@gmail.com. All right, first hour is in the books as we chill out here on a rainy Sunday morning in the locker room. I got the youth movement. We're going to come back with more of South Jersey faces in the crowd. We're giving away a pair of Phillies tickets on May 21st. We got Sixers talk, draft talk, whatever you want to talk about. We got it all going on right here in the locker room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Fish sticks? If your kid has some fish sticks on the plate and they don't finish them, you're not going to eat the fish sticks?
Fish sticks are the best.
Oh, I'm so happy. We're beyond that right now, fish sticks.
I love fish sticks.
Not doing
well,
it.
Jay has tofu. Combine fish sticks and tofu snacks.
Yes.
Oh, tofu sticks, same thing.
Fish sticks probably got about yay meat and everything else is all bread.
Well, that's the problem. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN.
Why would someone looking for a mortgage at the Jersey Shore take a loan from a company in Detroit or North Carolina or some other far-off place? Online mortgages promise a lot but don't always deliver. First Bank of Sea Isle City knows the Jersey Shore. We are local lenders. We use local appraisers and provide in-house processing. We understand the unique obstacles of financing in Cape May County. Don't take a chance. Local banking is better. Let us guide you. First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss Little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
Attention, New Jersey. East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows is excited to announce the 2023 New Jersey Economic Relief Rebate Program. For a limited time, when you hire East Coast, you'll get last year's pricing, no money or interest due for 12 months, and a rebate check when your project is completed. That's up to 19% in rebates. That's right, you can get paid to complete your project. This program is only available through East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows. As New Jersey's most trusted home improvement contractor since 1979, we've been proudly serving our local communities, and this is one more way we're able to give back. Go to eastcoastroofing.com today or call us at 609-625-1900 to schedule your free consultation. And remember, if you call, we'll show up.
East Coast Roofing and Siding. Trust us with your family and home.
This world has its limits, but in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya, you've got a world of possibilities. You can leave it all behind in serene interiors, or you can go after it with available e-Force all-wheel drive. Go your way in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. Nissan Ariya with e-Force not yet available for purchase. Expected availability early 2023, subject to change. e-Force all-wheel drive is an optional feature. e-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
Introducing White Claw Premium Vodka. So smooth they had to reinvent how to talk about it because it's smoother than smooth. It's the world's smoothest vodka. It's the first triple wave filtered vodka, filtered with a pressure equal to 3 30-foot waves to be velvety, refined, and delicious. In a word, smooth. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. New White Claw Premium Vodka, the world's smoothest vodka. Please drink responsibly. Premium vodka, 40% alcohol by volume, distilled from grain. White Claw Spirits Company, Chicago, Illinois.
Sports is what we do.
You're in your car, you're in your house, you're wherever you are. You're a sports fan.
97.3 ESPN.
Because if you weren't a sports fan, you wouldn't be listening.
WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A town square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Welcome to the locker room. Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein. All right, we're back here broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the youth movement, back in the house. Andrew Leeds, the intern, the producer, Danny Ryan. Of course, we're joined with a very special guest today in the locker room, former Kansas City Chief and Mainland Mustang standout Dave Clement, putting on a clinic with the clinic.
So happy to be back. I miss this place.
Hey, listen, Dave. You do a great job with your business, the Clement Performance Method. Explain to us, what is the method?
So the method is it was my thesis in my certification in human performance. So I put a name on it.
Right.
I added my name. My mom told me not to a long time ago because she thought, oh, well, what if it fails? And then your name's on it. I said, well, I never put my name on the business before. And I finally did. And now it's really being successful. And I go, yeah, I should have put my name on it a long time ago. Like everybody puts their name on it, like Johnson's Plumbing or Johnson's
Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Right?
So anyway, finally did. But the method actually is a method of testing and composite scoring quantifiable athleticism. So we create a bubble that is the amount of space that an athlete can just like displace themselves, like move away from a target,
right?
Like standing still. And what we do is increase the size of that target.
Okay.
And in that method, there's a neuromuscular adaptations and hypertrophy.
So it seems like it's like physics.
It's a lot of math. I do a lot of math, but
yeah.
then in the meantime, I get my athletes to jump about 6 inches higher in the vertical lead. They can run about 3 to 4.
And it's all athletes, it's not just for football. It's
all
for
athletes.
Sport.
Some swimmers, football players, track athletes. But anyway, they can run about 3-4 miles per hour faster, and they jump 6 to 8 inches higher.
That's awesome.
So that's it. And it's
All right.
gotten to be.
You want your kid to jump higher and run faster? You contact
That's it.
Clement Method or
ClementPerformanceMethod.com. Yeah.
By the way, we're giving away a pair of tickets to the Phillies game on Sunday, May 21st against the Chicago Cubs. You got to send an email at 609 or text message 609-403-0973 with your
what Philly has exceeded your expectations so far this season?
And why?
Why? Also, make sure you give your email address so we can email you the tickets if you win.
Along with your name. We got 3 new text messages here on the text board. One from Mark, and I really like this one a lot. He says, for me, it's got to be Matt Strahm. With Ranger and Painter down, he's been a great starter that this team desperately needed. He's looked shut down in a lot of his starts.
That's a good shout there.
Yeah, I like that one.
Definitely up there for a chance to win it.
Who was that?
That was Mark.
Mark.
Next one we have from Glenn Estat. Pardon me if I butchered that name, but he said, Nick Castellanos has exceeded my expectation with his patience at the plate. Last year, he would swing at so many pitches outside the strike zone. He seemed to be an easy out when it counted most. This year, he's coming up big, swinging at good pitches and letting the balls outside the strike zone go. I actually feel confident he can come through for the team in game-winning situations.
I think that's a good point because he is carrying the team.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom of Marsh is too, but Castellanos is the name. Like, we've been waiting for this.
Yeah, and that when you posed this question, Billy, Castellanos was probably my first answer. I mean, he's batting .322. You just love to see it.
609-403-0973 is the text board. We're giving away a pair of Phillies tickets against the Chicago Cubs on Sunday, May 21st. 609-403-0973. Make sure you put your email address, your name, and who has exceeded your expectations.
Yeah, our third and most recent text message, another vote for Brandon Marsh, saying his overall play covering the ground in center field, he's also hitting for average and surprisingly some power. He steals bases and keeps the team loose. If you see any of the post-game shows, he is always drenching his teammates with water as part of the daycare. And then he said, to add to my earlier text, Brandon Marsh has kept the enthusiasm and the confidence the team had during the playoffs and the World Series. I like that.
Yeah, I like that one too. 609-403-0973. We're giving away a pair of Phillies tickets to May 21st against the Chicago Cubs. It's a Sunday, and it's courtesy of Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical. All right, now, one more piece of business. We're going to start this South Jersey Faces in the Crowd. If you remember the old Sports Illustrated issue where it was, Dave, what was it, in the back or the front of the, was it in the front of the back of the back?
It was in the front.
It was in the front. It said Faces in the Crowd. It had like 6 people's pictures and a little description of what they did.
And I always wanted to be one of those guys, and I was like, I've done enough. How come I can't get on here? I've done enough.
I can't get into sports. Well, now you have an opportunity. Andrew, explain what we're doing.
Yeah, so if you go over to the locker room, BillySchweim.com, no with, just the locker room, BillySchweim.com. If you look at the very top of all the tabs, you'll see a South Jersey Faces in the Crowd tab that you could click on and then create your post. We want you to give just around, less than 100 words, your achievement, your moment in sports that you think shines. Put your name and email address to make sure we can contact you, and we might just have you on the show.
Yeah, well, no, we're gonna with that. So that's the plan. So we'll kick it off this week. And then next, I'll look at the emails by like Wednesday. And then I'll pick a winner, and then we'll contact them and set up a time for an interview in the locker room here with Billy Schweim on Sundays. So send those emails in. I know there's Dave. There's a lot of people in South Jersey doing a lot of extraordinary things in the world of sports.
Yeah, and I mentioned Destin Lasco because it's a sport that you don't really hear about, but he broke an American record, and I think that's a cool. I love the idea, and I think that there's like people doing things and in sports that may be unsung.
Yeah, and we want to get these people to the spotlight.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like I think it was also in the spotlight too. There was a segment for that, but we'll do Faces in the Crowd.
Yeah, I had Sports Illustrated for Kids. That's the one thing I remember. I would read it cover to cover, and I was just hoping I would get on there. So I was U.S. national long jump champion as a kid in Junior Olympics as a kid.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
I was like, they're gonna get me on there. I'm gonna have my face on there.
Now you're in the locker room.
Yeah, I'm in the locker room.
We talked a little Eagles at the beginning of the show. Then we started talking Phillies baseball. Guys, we still have to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers. But we're getting ready to play those hated Celtics on Monday night.
You want to hear this, Billy?
Yeah, I do.
The Sixers have not defeated the Boston Celtics in a series in the postseason since 1982. It's unreal. I know that, you can't take the past into stock when you come into modern games, but that's still just an unreal statistic to see, Danny.
Is your goal in the locker room on Sundays just to make me sad? Is that what it is?
I'm the stats guy.
No, but yesterday we talked about this, Dave, and you can chime in as a former professional athlete. We talked about this yesterday. Mike Carlin was in here. It doesn't really matter what was today's athletes
are worried
they're
about
transient.
today.
They're journeymen, so they're not like invested in the city. Like Brandon Graham has been in the city for 13 years.
Right.
He gets it. These rivalries mean something to him.
Right.
He has to go back and tell the young guys, yo, this is a big deal for the city because they don't care. I just showed up. I've lived here the whole life.
Jason Kelsey too.
Yeah, but those guys have been here for a long time. It really does mean something too.
So like Joel Embiid hasn't made it out of the second round, and we obviously don't know his status for playing on Monday night, but he hasn't made it out of the second round. And Game 1 is Monday at 7:30. Game 2 is Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Game 3 is back here in Philadelphia on Friday.
I'll be there.
And you'll be there. And then Game 4 is Sunday, May 7th. And here's the thing. The Phillies play the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
When Boston's in town.
And they're both in town on the weekend, over the weekend.
I might have to try to get to
pretty
one of
close
those.
game times too between the Phillies and Sixers.
I might have to hit up my good friend Tom Jackson and see if he's donating any tickets.
Tom Jackson is donating tickets. We're giving them away today at 609-403-0973 is the text board. Send us a text with your email address, your name, your email address, and what Phillies exceeded your expectations so far. We'll pick out a winner at the end of the show.
Yeah, we have another text message that just came in saying Nick, as in Nick Castellanos, has proven me wrong. The interview he did with Mike Schmidt was epic. He was humble and cool. I'm happy for him earning that contract and carrying the team until others get going. Good job, Casty, from Shaner Brown in Egg Harbor Township.
Shaner Brown, that's a good one. 609-403-0973, giving a pair of tickets away, courtesy of Tom Jackson and Son Electrical for the Philadelphia Phillies on May 21st. We have 2 tickets, and send us an email with who's your exceeding expectations of your Phillies.
Yeah, so I just want to get back to the Philadelphia 76ers here because this series is going to mean a lot. As you mentioned, Joel Embiid hasn't gotten out of the second round yet. We don't even know if he's going to be available to play. I mean, this is the first time. This is only the second time ever where 2 teams going against each other have had 30 points per game scorers through the regular season, with Tatum on the Celtics and Embiid on the 76ers. So this is going to be a good series to watch as long as Embiid can play.
Now, we brought this up too the other yesterday, Dave. The 2 teams have met 20 times in the postseason up to this point. The Celtics are 14-6. Yesterday, everybody's saying to throw that out. It doesn't matter. But
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care, right?
No, I wouldn't care about the series. I just try to ignore it. But like if the players have been there for a long time, maybe the coaches, the staff would care, but the city cares, but the players are not going to care. No, I'm not even thinking about it.
Before we head to break, Billy, I'm going to start a dialogue. I'm going to start a dialogue. As Andrew mentioned, Joel Embiid might not be healthy for game 1, might not be healthy for game 2. If he is the reason we lose in the second round yet again, and you talked about he hasn't been able to get out of the second round, 1 hasn't played well enough, 2 has been beat up a little bit.
Right. He's always hurt.
Is it time, and only if they lose this round due to his health or poor play, is it time for Joel Embiid to move on from the city of Philadelphia?
That was coming.
Come on. I mean,
that was coming.
I'm not going to sit here and be
I'm
like.
I'm going to say no. You still have 3 more solid years.
I mean, here's the thing, though, Billy. This is the 6th injury that Embiid has suffered in the playoffs. The playoffs. This year, the LCL sprain. Last year, he had a right orbital fracture and a concussion. Year before that, he tore his right thumb ligament and his meniscus. He in 2019 had a left knee tendonitis. In 2018, he suffered a left orbital fracture and a concussion again. So he's had both sides of the orbital fractures. Right. Which is weird because it's something where it's like it's not a sign of injury prone, but more just freak accidents.
All right, how about this? Let me ask you this, you guys.
What's up?
You think these Sixers are making it sound worse than it is?
I think so.
You know, like it's a good poker hand, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is going to be a great smokescreen for them to use, and as Andrew pointed out,
hope it's that.
I think so because they had more time to rest. They had more time to get Joel Embiid healthy as the Hawks extended that series. They almost sent it to Game 7.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's going to be a smokescreen. But to Andrew's point about Joel Embiid being beat up, it's, as much as we want to blame it on him, it's not really his fault that much. You call him the human mop a lot, and I agree. But in the first round, the past 2 seasons against the Raptors and then this year against the Nets, the coach has literally came out and said the game plan is to beat up Joel Embiid.
Right.
Yeah. You're trying to get the guy not hurt, but beat up.
Brooklyn did. They try to mix it up with, they try to get physical with us.
And an interesting I've seen, again, the human mop. It is very funny. It is very true. But apparently Joel Embiid has been told by doctors that it's better for him to fall onto the ground.
Is that right?
To carefully fall than to, try to stay up and then land awkwardly.
I don't know if he's careful.
The thing is, he's 7'2".
I don't know if he's careful.
Can you fall carefully?
I was going to say, I don't know if he's carefully falling out there.
All right. Hey, for over 83 years, Circle Liquor has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. We've all been going to Circle Liquors. It's a friend with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City. With the most competitive prices around, Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for the party. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921 if you have any questions. 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. Tell them the locker room sent you. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari's Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials, open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Go down there and say hello to Kim, the bartender, Kim and Renee. Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic draft. Live music every Friday night. You want to book a private party? Give Dave Lavari a call at 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, the youth movement, and our special guest, Dave Klimick, on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday, NFL Draft is in the books. We'll look back at all the Eagles picks. Plus, we'll get you ready for Game 1 of the Sixers and the Celtics. And look back at the World Series rematch between the Phillies and the Astros. That's all Monday.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. And here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Every piece of land has a story. For the Caggianos, it's keeping their yard pristine with a John Deere Z530MC track mower, because it's not just a yard, it's a gathering place.
Work and play kind of meld together for us.
They run a brewery, harvest their own hops, and keep things tidy for their guests.
People say, what are you? Are you a farmer or a brewer? So I say, I'm a farmer brewer.
When you love what you do, it's not really work. Run with us on a Z530M mower and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
The original was big, but the sequel is even bigger. Introducing the Bigger Spin Scratch-Offs from the New Jersey Lottery. Scratch your way to instant cash prizes now up to $300,000. Or a chance to spin the big prize wheel live in person for an even bigger guaranteed prize up to $400,000. Better give it a colossal spin. Try the Bigger Spin Scratch-Offs today. Now playing across Jersey. Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live in the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. It's a rainy Sunday, but we're lively here in the locker room with Billy Schweim. Got the youth movement in here. Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, special guest Dave Klemick. And Dave, I want to jump back. I neglected to bring this up when we were talking about our Eagles segment, but Nick Sirianni defended Jonathan Gannon. Now it turns out that Jonathan Gannon was being tampered with by the Arizona Cardinals. What do you make of that? Like a team, it's technically it's cheating, right? I mean, the rules, they broke the rules,
right? I thought that was, if for those people that don't know, because I actually didn't really know either.
Right.
But if you were to talk to or tamper with, meaning like you're enticing someone to distract them from the team they're playing with right now or they're coaching at the current time, that actually is a big deal.
Yeah.
Because then you're not putting the same time. If you're offered the job already, you're kind of like, I don't know. I don't really have to work this as hard. I don't have to study film as hard. I'm not invested in the team the same as I would be if I knew that was my job next year.
That's the perception.
Right. And that's what happened. And
that's not good.
I know, my brother-in-law went to St. Ignatius with Jonathan Gannon and will say he is of top-notch character. He would vouch for him every minute of the day.
Right. Because I remember we were broadcasting live at the pool.
Yeah.
Harris, and I met your
brother-in-law. Yeah.
Who is
very good friends with
very
Gannon.
good friends with
and
Gannon.
As a matter of fact, Mira, my brother-in-law Mira, went to the Super Bowl and hung out with him after the Super Bowl. Did not say he was giddy or happy or anything like that, but just, that he briefly said hi because it looked like he was in a bad mood. So I don't know, you can't say the mood of anybody or what they were like, but I mean, he's a guy that's just having a real good season, came up first time as a head coach, I don't know.
So that pick became Sidney Brown.
Yes, yeah. So because of this whole tampering, the Cardinals did report it themselves, but the Eagles still were like, hey, this isn't right. So they made a deal where they swapped third round picks, which was the Cardinals had 66. The Eagles had 94. So it was a pretty big swap.
Right.
And the Eagles also did give the Cardinals a 5th round pick next year because they were getting such a ridiculous switch up. But yeah, I mean, there are reports, like you were saying, that he didn't seem giddy. There's reports saying that supposedly at the after party he was giddy.
Yeah, that
following the loss. We don't know if that's true. This could all be fake.
Yeah, that could all. You can't believe that, right, Dave? You can't believe
it is the reason for the rule, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if it's not true, that's why you would do it. Because you're like, if I was to come on the locker room and say, I got another job with this other place.
Yeah.
Next time, I'm not coming in with the same type of preparation that I do if I know my job's on the line the next day.
You know what I mean? He knew
that's the reason. Yeah, you're right, 100%.
I don't like it, Dave.
I don't like it.
I don't know how to feel about it, man.
I don't like it at all.
It's all,
I feel like he double crossed us.
It's all hearsay to me, but if there's any truth to it, you obviously can't like it as an Eagles fan. You saw, I believe it was right before the Giants game, he said, we're going to bleep and gut him when someone got him on video when he was at a stoplight. And then to be doing stuff like that, a few days before the Super Bowl, I've never been a fan of, because teams do it. We know whether there's a rule or not, teams contact people, and they're going to find out one way or another like they did with the Gannon Cardinal situation. But you shouldn't be able to, in my opinion, and I know they put the rule in so you couldn't, but people still do it. You should not be able to even think about talking to a coach who's in playoff contention with the Super Bowl.
Guys, was the punishment? Did the punishment fit the crime? I mean, was it number 6 turned into be what, number 65?
Number 66, which turned into Sidney Brown. To be fair, I mean,
3rd round pick. I'll take it.
Yeah, we gave up a 5th, but Howie probably picked up 5 more 5ths for next year anyway. Shit. We already have 12 picks. I'm fine with
Dave,
it.
let me ask you this question, Dave. You say you know him personally, and
I don't know him personally.
Well, your family does
by proxy,
okay.
Yeah.
And you've heard nothing but positive things about his character, this, that, and the other thing. How would he allow this to happen if he knows the rules? Like, why would? I mean, I'm not asking you to speak for the man but you are closer to the situation.
I would think that maybe he wouldn't know the rules.
Maybe he didn't realize what he was doing.
On the field, there's a lot of rules that surprise us. That we're like, I didn't know that was a rule on a punt, on a kickoff. And you're like, there's a bunch of finable rules that you're like, I didn't even know that was a fine.
Right.
But ignorance of the rules is no excuse.
Yeah, it doesn't excuse
you. So it doesn't excuse you.
Well, I got to tell you, I guess they made the Cardinals pay. I mean, I like to see he's a safety from Illinois, right?
Yeah, safety from Illinois. I like him a lot. And the thing with the whole Jonathan Gannon situation is, again, we don't know to what degree because all we know is what the Cardinals did admit to doing was that the owner called Jonathan Gannon after the NFC Championship game. So we don't know what was discussed.
We don't know. Do we know how long the conversation
I don't
was?
think we know any details, but we do know that they did, in fact, that's not up for debate. They did talk.
Like, that can't happen. That's like whatever was said was in between the lines at this point. He could have offered him a full, 6-figure contract in that phone call. But either way, you can't call him like that.
Because you're preparing for the Super Bowl.
It's not like you were eliminated in the championship game.
No.
You were preparing for the biggest game, the game that draws the most views in America out of all 4 professional sports for a championship game. You can't do that.
Yeah, and an interesting thing, actually, I don't know if either of you guys noticed. I saw somebody mention on Twitter that after each day of the draft, the Cardinals did not have Jonathan Gannon speak with the media, which somebody mentioned is a first for a head coach, especially a new head coach. Nick Sirianni was there.
You think that would have anything to do with it, Dave?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't make any sense. And Jonathan Gannon is, he's a guy you want to hear speak. He's
it's mandatory that coaches speak. They have to speak to the media.
Yeah, there's something going on there. But I'd much rather have the Super Bowl than have a 3rd round draft pick, by the way. Because the Eagles played terrible in the second half of that.
Well,
guys,
they get one stop, they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a lot made about the turf, right? They were slipping.
Yeah.
I went back and I watched several clips of Hassan Reddick going down, Brandon Graham going down, slipping on the turf.
Yesterday at the Q&A that we were at in Ocean City, Brandon Graham did comment about the turf. He didn't. He said he didn't want to blame it on the turf, but he did say it definitely made things a lot difficult.
No one enjoyed that turf.
And Dave, as a former player, you don't excuses are excuses.
You're both playing on the same surface, but I do know, like, if we would practice on the surface that you want to play on,
right? They should have been aware of the cleat. They should have knew.
Well, apparently they
should have known.
They spent a record amount of money on that turf, by the way. It was supposed to be this perfect turf that they could play on for the Super Bowl.
Right.
And it was just this slippery mess. It was terrible.
All right. We're doing we're gonna start this new segment called South Jersey Faces in the Crowd here in the locker room. We want people to send an email to the website. Tell Andrew, tell the people what we're gonna be doing.
So what you're going to want to do is you want to go to thelockerroom.billyschweim.com, and right at the top of the page, you'll see a couple tabs. There's a tab that says South Jersey Faces in the Crowd right next to the articles and photo tab. You're going to click that. And once you click on that, you'll see there's no post yet because we just started it today.
Yeah.
So you're going to create new posts. You're going to have to sign up with your email or, your phone number, whatever. And then you're going to leave your name, your email, and in roughly 100 words or less, just
describing what your achievement is.
Yeah, and we want to get you on the show, so put that in, and by Wednesday, we'll hopefully, we'll reach out to you, and maybe you'll be on the show.
And just because if we didn't get you this week, then we could get you the following week.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I just keep them coming whenever you want. You can submit them right now if you want.
Yeah,
in the middle of the show.
All right, 609-403-0973 is the text board. We're giving away a pair of tickets to the Phillies Cubs game on May 21st. Go ahead. It's a Sunday.
All right, Billy Boy. We got one from Bruce Playford. He said, I'd say Brandon Marsh. Last year, he was traded for defense. This year, he is hitting better than ever in his career, covers his position exceptionally well, and is also batting with power. So a lot of votes for Brandon Marsh. Another one coming in for Marsh from Matt Green and EHT.
Wow.
Brandon Marsh is hitting excellent, hands down, has exceeded expectations, and finally playing like the top prospect he once was. So, hey, I don't disagree with this.
No,
he
I think
exceeding.
so. Right now, I would have to be all things being equal, it's between Marsh and the Castellanos.
That seems to be the general consensus.
Too.
I think Bryson Stott's getting a little underrated here. I don't think anyone would have predicted him to break the record for consecutive hits in a game.
I think my favorite pick out of these text messages might have been Matt Strom, because
he
was supposed to be just a reliever, and he's come up so huge for us. But I do love the Brandon Marsh picks. It's just everyone's picking him.
This is a situation, where I think there's a right answer to the question in a sense, but there's an answer I like more. And so far, Matt Strom, that one stands out.
All right, 609-403-0973. Keep them coming. Keep the text messages coming to participate in our Philadelphia Phillies giveaway. We have 2 tickets for Sunday's game, May 21st, against the Chicago Cubs. It's a Sunday game, 1:35.
Deep to Chicago.
Hey, Clement.
That's a close interpretation.
Right? They say
bad.
Chicago.
Yeah. It's closer than you think. If you've been there, it's very drawn. It's a weird
Chicago.
great town. Ever done Navy Yards? Fantastic.
Yes.
Dave, you had deep dish before. What's better? pizza around here or deep?
No, I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh.
You don't eat pizza?
No.
Oh, I asked the wrong person, man.
Dave, you've never had a drink either, have you?
Never. No.
I
never
can't
drank.
believe
Yeah.
not one sip of champagne, nothing.
Not even Vermeil wine.
Ah! And you're close with Dick Vermeil.
Yeah.
You're like his son.
Yeah, I just sent him a picture
you
of us
wouldn't
on
even-
the show right now.
Not even a little sip it.
No, he'll say, hey,
In
cheers
your whole
or
life,
whatever.
you've
I'll
never
take
had
a sip of his, Vermeil wine at his dinners at his house. But no.
That's why you guys. That's the youth movement. That's why Clemic runs a sub 4.340. He's got nothing impure in his system.
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
I'd be lucky to run a sub 5.340. So
Dave, we had the reason why I started this South Jersey Faces in the Crowd. Last week we had John McMichael on from Audubon High School. He ran in the Boston Marathon.
Oh.
And I'm like, when I heard this, like I was sitting because I'm a substitute at Audubon, and the morning announcements came on. So we'd like to congratulate John McMichael for running the Boston Marathon. I'm like, what? So I went down and introduced myself, and I said I want him on the show to talk to us about preparation and all the sacrifices you have to make to run a marathon.
Well, of all your brilliant ideas, this is my favorite. And I'm only a year in probably experiencing to being on the locker room, but this is my favorite one that you had. And really like the underdog. I like the unsung hero that gets to come up. Yeah, I love it. I love this idea.
609-403-0973 is the text board. Send us a text. Who's your one Philly that's exceeded expectations? Be eligible to win a pair of tickets for the Philadelphia Phillies Chicago Cubs game. Chicago Cubs on May 21st. It's a 1:35 start. It's a Sunday, courtesy of Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical. All right. I want to remind people for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need to have a successful party. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. Say hi to Chet. Tell him the locker room sent you. Hey, there's a new wind blowing at Maserati of the main line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati of the main line located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. Class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. When we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker with Billy Schwein, the youth movement, and our special guest, former Kansas City Chief wide receiver Dave Clemic, right here in the locker room on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers Celtics Game 1 tomorrow on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
The Sixers steal the ball. Here's Bell with a jam. The Sixers stuff it. Are you kidding me?
It's Sixers playoff basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 7:30. Listen to every Sixers playoff game here on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again and again.
Randazzo's Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza. Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, there's one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza. Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
It's the final days to shop Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot to get your kitchen clicking. With top brand appliances from Frigidaire, like a new refrigerator with sealed crisper drawers to keep your produce fresher longer. Or a dishwasher with its unique blade spray arm for better water coverage that reaches every corner. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online at the Home Depot, your innovative new appliances are just a click away, too. Final days to save up to $500 on select Frigidaire kitchen appliances during Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot ends May 3rd.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. 3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at Tom's River Auto Group studio. Where you no introduction music there, producer?
Give me a quick
Mr.
second
Producer
here.
Guy, what happened?
Here we go. Oh, here we go.
I feel like I was walking into this thing.
Hey, it's raining outside. It's actually pouring right now.
Yeah, we'll give me some raindrops too into this. All right,
We're gonna go with
this
message
is
in a bottle.
Roxanne.
Oh, I looked up message in a bottle. Come on. All right, whatever.
Give the boom over to Clement. Clement, we're doing a face to the crowd. Of course, like that. You just told me at the break you won the 10 relays for the long jump.
Won the 10 relays.
You guys, you young cats, you understand what we got here? We got a legend right here, young guys.
Yeah, we do.
The young buck.
So I got lucky that time because Penn relays we were jumping into a headwind. And
you're probably you're like you got to towel up and see which way the wind's blowing. Or you wet your finger, put up in the air.
You throw the grass. And Bill Cosby was always standing right there, right next to the long jump pit all the time. He looked like he was an official. They gave him a yellow jacket, but he wasn't. But no, I was normally I wouldn't have won except for I weighed 200. Almost 200 pounds, and most long jumpers weigh about 150.
So you think the wind actually held them up?
Me, and I'm running into the wind.
Come on.
So I jumped only like 24.10, maybe 24.9, 3/4.
Did you have your calculator out there for like seeing which way, how fast the wind's blowing one way?
Yeah, I was like, well, this is going to help me dramatically because these guys weigh 150 pounds and they're 6'4". They're like a wind sail, so they can't jump. And I got I was maybe ranked 15th, and I won the whole thing.
So that's what we're looking for. Our faces in the crowd. Andrew, explain to our listeners what we're looking for.
Yeah, so if you want to go to the locker room, BillySchweim.com, right at the top, there'll be a tab that says South Jersey Faces in the Crowd. You're going to want to click that, and right there you'll see a create new post option. You're going to have to probably put your email, and we want you to include your name and email in your submission, just 100 words or less describing either you or somebody you'd like to nominate athletic achievement.
Yeah, for some faces in the crowd, which is like, you guys, now you've seen Sports Illustrated, right, Danny?
Yes, I've seen Sports Illustrated.
Hey, ready for this, Clement? These guys, Danny, do you own a sport jacket, a coat, and a tie?
I don't own one.
You
know.
Listen.
Do. Yeah, of course. Okay. I can. Can you tie a tie?
Yes. No, I own.
Can you?
You know what? I'm going to bring a tie in here.
Can you write in cursive?
Yes,
right, I own. He's like a Renaissance man.
I own 10 plus ties. I don't own a jacket though. I borrow my dad's jacket for the time being. So
How about you?
I got one.
Leeds.
I did have a jacket. It doesn't fit me anymore, so I do need to get a new one.
Is this unbelievable?
Today's day. Well, they don't. Most
What-
people
what-
don't
what
have
generation are you
to
guys?
tie a tie.
Oh, I don't
They
get
have
don't
a
get me wrong. I
clip-on.
learned like 4 months ago how to tie a
Oh
tie.
my
so.
God. What generation are you?
We are both a part of the Gen Z, which is like we're kind of at like the cutoff. It's like us, and then it's like 8-year-olds.
Gen Z. What are you, Clement? Do you know what you are?
I was born in 78, so I think I'm the.
I'm a baby boomer, so you're not a baby boomer. Baby
you
boomers,
G-
baby boomers stop. I think it's 64.
64.
What years was Gen X? Is he Gen X?
Yep, he is Gen X. That was
Okay.
from 65 to 80, typically.
You're
I
Gen
mean,
X.
Gen X.
I'm baby boomer.
That's the last one
And
that
you
knew how
guys
to
are
tie
Gen
a tie.
Z?
They skipped Y, I guess. No Gen Y.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, you can still identify as a Y.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, don't get me started. We're gonna go down that.
No, no.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook
No,
with that
no,
way
no,
too
no.
much. I go off on that.
Billy, let's reel us back into the Eagles. I want to talk about Jonathan Gannon real quick. Do you remember when he got introduced to the Cardinals? And he was, oh my gosh. Remember when he was meeting a lot of the players in the Cardinals? Remember that one cringe clip that came up with Rondell Moore? I want to play that real quick just so we get a refresher. What is that?
What is that? What is that?
He was going shoom, shoom, shoom with his hands like an airplane.
Clement, you know the man. What is that?
I don't know. I
Come on, man.
Should have known something was up from
I
that
don't
clip.
know.
So he sounded too comfortable with the Cardinals or with the was that a Chief?
No, it was Cardinals.
With the Cardinals.
yeah.
He sounds too comfortable.
Yeah, I don't like any of that. It's just bothers me now to like a lot right now.
Where was that? Where was he? Where was that?
That was
Take
when
my
he was
shirt off.
introduced to the team after signing the contract with the Cardinals to be
So
their head
this
coach.
this was after this. This was like
Oh,
weeks
this is
after
after
the
the
Super
Super
Bowl,
Bowl.
but still, yeah, he was.
So that's kind of weird.
Seemed very excited and over that Super Bowl loss pretty quickly. There.
I don't know if I'm introducing myself to somebody and saying the second word I say to him is shoo, 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 like you can run explosives.
I saw
What?
people saying that's what the Chiefs were doing to his defense in the
Yeah.
second half of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's exactly what was going on.
Shoo, shoo.
I don't like that at all. But
that's too funny.
I do know that I will defend him in this way. I went to St. Ignatius we went to the Hall of Fame induction for Coach Vermeil.
Right.
And we went to St. Ignatius. He's in the Hall of Fame there.
Wow.
And probably the person they say is the greatest athlete too.
Yeah,
that
you know
came
what?
up.
That's I remember your brother-in-law
Yeah.
telling me that he's probably the best athlete, pure athlete.
yeah.
It's come out of there.
To come out of there. And there was, I mean, they had Chris Hovan come out of their first round draft pick.
Right.
They had a lot. And St. Ignatius. Oh, they had Anthony Gonzalez, who I met when I was there.
Yeah.
Also, he's a St. Ignatius guy. A lot of famous people.
Hey,
come out
Dave,
of
let me ask you this question. Since it is the draft, you walk into the Chiefs locker room for the first time. How intimidated are you? Now, you weren't a draft pick, but I'm sure they're still intimidated. They can't come in with a chip on their shoulder like I'm the number one draft pick. You know, they wanted me. You got to walk in with like self-deprecating, like you know what I mean. Like you got to be. You can't try to set the world on fire. You know what I mean? Like right,
Yeah.
you got to.
So whenever
ease into it.
when you walk in,
How intimidated were you?
the first thing, like I obviously, because I went to a small school, we would, the biggest stadium we played in was Boston College, maybe 45,000. In our conference, Delaware, which would pull about
Right.
19,000. They have that in practice, and they're used to it. Florida State kids,
Right,
they're all
right,
used to
right,
it. So a small school kid like me, small size, for an NFL guy back at that time, receivers were a little bigger.
Right.
And now they're just really fast and skinny, but I would have been played because the rules are changing. But anyway, it's intimidating was for me.
You're walking into the locker room, you're seeing all these people like Gonzalez and
Yeah.
stuff.
And yes, it was very intimidating. And then you have to think about your money. I drive into the stadium with a Jeep Wrangler, and everybody else is driving in with just bought their Escalades, and they have money now,
Right,
and there's
right.
an ego involved with that too. And you can almost feel it like in the room,
right?
And then you put the pads on, everything's gone. Forget about it.
Everything's equal.
Now it's equal,
Right.
That's when I felt comfortable on the field, but in the locker room, I was really intimidated.
So
'Cause,
I would imagine even if you're a first round pick, you're going to come in with, I don't want to say nervous, but you want to impress your teammates. You don't want to come in with a know-it-all, like I'm the man attitude.
Well, I found that the smaller
Or do
school
you?
guys, found that the smaller school guys tend to play with a chip on their shoulder, and then read some studies about the smaller school guys and the length of time they played in the NFL versus the bigger school guys that come in earlier. and you spoon feed them everything.
Right.
And then these guys that fight hard from the smaller schools, I love them. That's why I love like the small school guys. As soon as I see it, I'm like, I know they're going to play hard with that chip on their shoulder for their entire career because they're always trying to
prove something.
Yeah. You know, you same thing.
Yeah,
when you were playing.
Oh, absolutely.
Same thing. And if you had that first round,
if I had $1 for every time somebody told you you're too small, too slow, too this, too that, you'd be a millionaire, right? You're always told. So what did you do? You tried to prove them wrong, right? Show them that they were wrong.
And that was the one place where you had level playing field was on the field. So you were like, you know, that's your shot. It's not off the, because then you're like, there's people want these guys autographed, and you're on the same field. They don't want yours.
They don't want your autograph.
They want his.
Right.
And then, you know, and then it all levels on the field.
All right, 609-403-0973. This is the last time we'll give out the numbers. We're going to pick a winner for the Philadelphia Phillies tickets giveaway, courtesy of Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical. 609-403-0973. Send us a text message indicating who is your unsung hero or somebody that surpassed all expectations with the Philadelphia Phillies. 609-403-0973.
Yeah, last chance. I mean, we don't have any new text messages at the moment, but I told you I know my favorite. Who are you leaning towards, Billy? What pick?
I'm thinking about Nick Castellanos right
Nick
now.
Castellanos. We got a few entries for Nick Castellanos.
We
We got to narrow it down.
What do you think, Andrew?
I think in terms of who I like the most as like who I would answer, I would probably answer Nick Castellanos. But of my favorite of the response, I do like the Matt Strom response.
Matt Strom. How about you?
Yeah, my favorite's the Matt Strom, but it's just because it's a unique pick. I don't know if he's definitely the guy that's most exceeding expectations.
The Matt Strom text has got the inside track. 609-403-0973 is the text board. We'll take a few more texts. For over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Go in there, say hello to Chet, and tell him the Locker Room sent you.
Just about everybody in our area has heard of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia Eagle tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract 200-plus top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events to see if it is a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give a call to 856-912-4007 for more information.
All right. When we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This week on Sunday Night Baseball, we head to Houston, Texas for a World Series rematch. The defending champion Astros welcome the Philadelphia Phillies.
A line drive home run for Kyle Schwarber, his third home run of the World Series.
The Phillies at the Astros on Sunday Night Baseball. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
This is the play-by-play home of Sunday Night Baseball, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ALL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's ALL to 321-321.
Spring, a time for renewal, a new awakening. But you're still in a car you hate? No problem. Get to Matt Platt Mitsubishi. We'll take it running or not. This week only, drive home in your brand new Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV and take $9,000 off MSRP. Or get an additional $1,000 in trade toward the purchase of any new 2022 Outlander with 2.9% financing for 60 months. All with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Even zero down and only 2.9% financing. So bring any trade, because if you have a job clearing $350 per week, Matt Platt Mitsubishi wants to approve you. And with our 4-day love it or leave it return policy, you simply can't make a mistake. Simply Matt Platt Mitsubishi. Rate qualifications exist with approved credit. $17.92 for 1,000 finance on in-stock Mitsubishi Outlanders. Not all will qualify. $1,000 conquest on 22 Outlander. Go to mattplattmitsubishi.com for complete details or call 844-946-2315. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer except for licensing, registration, and taxes. Expires 4/30/23. Matt Platt Mitsubishi in the heart of Glassboro for 30 years.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the youth movement, the producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, and our special guest, former Kansas City wide receiver and mainland Mustang standout, Dave Clemick in the house.
I always love being here. Thanks for
Dave,
having
how
me,
fast
sir.
is it 2 hours now? Is this unbelievable?
Yeah, I can't
Like,
believe
it's just like not enough.
Yeah, I ran to the bathroom that one time I came back and it was almost and it's over.
All right, Danny Ryan, we had a lot of text messages, a lot of people participate. Now the intern liked the Schrum one, but you and I are going we like kind of the Castellanos. Who do we pick?
Yeah, we're going to go with Shaner Brown
All right.
of Egg Harbor Township. His
Shaner
full text message was, Nick has proven me wrong. Interview he did with Mike Schmidt was epic.
Yeah.
He was humble and cool. I'm happy for him earning that contract and carrying the team until the others get going.
Yeah.
Good job, Cass.
I'm gonna have to catch that. I didn't know he did an interview.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch that too.
It must have been like on a post game when Schmidt was calling the game for the Phillies. I know he does that a lot on Sundays, but yeah.
All right,
Shaner Brown EHT, you are the winner of 2 Phillies tickets on May 21st against the Chicago Cubs.
Chicago Cubs.
Chicago.
Listen, I was in. I'll never forget this. I went to the when the Penguins played the Chicago Blackhawks. It was like 92 or 91, 92. I went after that Stanley Cup. Docket was playing, and they won the cup. And well, when I was out there waiting, we were waiting for Doc to get out, come out. I'm standing there. And there's a Chicago. Dave, there's a Chicago police car rolling through. Because the stadium's in a bad neighborhood in Chicago.
I've been.
The old Chicago Stadium.
Yeah, I've been. Yeah.
I'm standing there with my girlfriend at the time, and all of a sudden there's the Chicago. It was like, what was that show? Blues. Remember that
Chicago Blues?
Yeah, it was a cop show or whatever.
Yeah.
Here comes a Chicago cop car, and we're sitting there. We've been drinking and everything. Cop goes, waves us over. He goes, "What are you guys doing?" So we're waiting for one of our buddies. He plays for the Flyers. He goes, "Wait in the car."
Yeah, the only time I've ever been really scared in my life was in Chicago. I also love that town too, but I was scared.
Yeah.
I was like, I shouldn't be here right now.
Yeah. But
like-
Chicago is a great town. Have you ever been to Andrew? You ever been to Chicago?
No, I haven't. The closest I would say is I've been to Cleveland, and Cleveland was actually
That's
pretty
a one
fun
hat
time.
town. You ever been to Chicago, Danny?
No, but I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't want to see a game at Wrigley.
Oh, you got it. That's a bucket
Oh, for
list.
sure.
I've
it
been
is.
there. I've been to Wrigley.
Yeah. What people don't know is like even I played the video games too, and I didn't realize that there's actually stadium seating on people's houses.
Yes, on the
top of their houses.
on the buildings
Yeah,
across
on the
the
buildings.
street.
You have like, and they
Yeah.
sell seats for them too.
Yeah, but
like,
there's the bleacher bum. Yeah, they do.
That's
it's the
crazy.
The
coolest thing
bleacher,
ever.
sitting in the bleachers in Chicago is unbelievable.
So
It's
cool.
definitely so you have to have a bucket list. There's some venues. Like I've been to Kentucky Derby. I've been to the Fiona 500. All right, I've been to World Series games, Stanley Cup Finals, 2 Super Bowls. So I've been a lot. Orange Bowl, Rose Bowl, Cotton Bowl.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but Wrigley was one of
But
my. And I
Wrigley's
went
one
to
of my-
school in Boston, so I sat. My dorm room could look inside the Boston
Red Sox, Fenway Park.
I could see part of the
Really?
field from my dorm room.
I have not. You know what? Out of all the places, I haven't been there.
You know what's pretty neat too? I do like the hotel rooms inside the Blue Jays stadium.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that is so cool.
Well, you know what
to
the story is there. Somebody was in one of the rooms doing something, and they had the curtains open.
Oh.
So I think
During the
there's
game?
I think they have a button now. They can. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
man.
When I was up there, I went to that stadium.
Leave that to Billy Schwein to bring it up.
No, I'm serious. That's what the rumor was going around.
That's crazy.
You know, I don't know how true it was, but I would imagine it's true.
When I was in college, what we used to do was try to throw a tennis ball over the green monster and get it on the field and
Are you
run.
serious?
Because we were a bunch of guys on the track team, so
And
we could all run.
they're not going to catch you, Clem.
We would run down the street, throw the tennis ball, and it wouldn't reach. A lot of times it wouldn't reach. Once in a while it would, and we'd have somebody else watching the game and go, "Yo, I saw the tennis ball show up on the field. You guys had to clean it up."
Oh,
and it was like, we'd write a message on there like, "Go Red Sox" or something like
You
that.
imagine you throw a tennis ball up and just peg somebody in the back of the head, sitting in the bleachers.
All right,
and the,
Danny Ryan,
the
give the
monster.
give the Eagles a grade for their drafting this
Oh
weekend.
man, are we including the draft day trade, the day 3 trade with
Everything,
DeAndre
top to
Swift?
bottom.
Just how was their weekend?
Man, A+. I mean, how else could you give it another grade as of right now? We don't know how these players are going to pan out, but on paper, that's an A+. He did everything Eagles fans asked him to do.
You have to, yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
fell to him that he wanted to. So,
All right, how about you, intern?
Yeah, give him an A++
plus?
if you want. I mean, it could have been much better. The only pick I wasn't sure about was the quarterback, but that's a 6th round, third round. I
That's
don't
just
really
depth.
care.
All right, let me ask you this question.
Even their 7th
Clement.
round pick.
Clement, let me ask you this question: are people making too much of it? I mean, on paper, like Danny just said, it's great, but now you got to go. The guy's got to go in there and put up or shut up, right?
Yeah, some of these guys at the bigger schools are proven. They, because they play in almost a professional atmosphere. Everyone around
Right.
there is getting drafted, and this and that. And now they're kind of with these NIL deals. They're pro athletes in college now.
Think about it. Yeah.
I think they'll do fine. It was a great. I give it A+.
A+.
And I think that even the quarterback thing. It's a non-likely quarterback because he's not a mobile quarterback like we
Right.
have. But he's from Stanford, and he's going to probably
Cardinal.
do well. He'll do well somewhere in the NFL.
Yeah. I give him an A+ as well. I mean, Howie Roseman. I told this to Mike Gill yesterday when we spoke with Mike Gill over the air. I always said I want a football guy. But Howie Roseman, over the last 3 or 4 years, he's knocked it out of the
he's
park.
literally evolved.
He
He has
Yeah.
evolved as
He's
a
learned
GM.
all
from his mistakes.
people were saying since that Jalen Reagor pick, he decided he didn't want to be made fun of ever again.
All right, real quick. Sixers going to win the series, Danny? Hurry up. Yes or no?
Oh.
Top of your head.
If Joel Embiid plays all 6 or 7 games, they will. If not, if he misses 2 games, they don't have a chance.
Intern.
Yes.
Clement. Sixers going to win.
If I agree with you. If Embiid plays, then they're
I say
that's the biggest
the
factor.
Sixers upset the Celtics and win the series.
They need
In
Tyrese
6.
Maxey and
Tomorrow at
Tobias Harris to
7:30.
show up.
Want to thank Tommy Greene, as always, on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Want to thank Dave Clement for coming in, the youth, Danny Ryan and Andrew Leeds. Thanks for making the locker part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Have a great week. Let's go Sixers.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Here's